Time for supper! Meatloaf! And some beers!
Hey, Doc, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
You're listening to the Mike Cara radio program, Eye on the Nation.
I know you've heard it all before. When I tried to apologize, feeling numb, I couldn't handle the magnitude or read in between the lines. Words you said before goodbye were, oh, I will never forget you, and I'm not leaving forever. You'll see me again. I believed you then, and I still believe you now. I know you'll come back. Question is how. I never should have pushed you away. Wish I could bring you back today. I know you're hurting inside. I'm not the villain, but I could be a better good guy. I will be strong for you. I'll move along for you. I will stand tall for you. I'll find my way around. Learn to cope. The reality of the pain I've caused. It's my fault and I'll take the blame. I can't even start to explain. Regret and sorrow, I ache from within. Almost like my heart was ripped out through my shins. I'll adjust my focus and seriously take responsibility and finally learn from my mistakes and do whatever it takes. But this is not the end. Bent bridges I will mend, together but separate from you. Both of us, we will make it through. We're losing you temporarily,
Welcome back to our next segment of this edition of the Mike Carey radio program, Eye on the Nation. We definitely have our eye on the nation, as always, proudly broadcasting from Ocoee, Florida, USA, planet Earth. And my next guest today is Michael Shomler, is with a great band called Midnight Atmosphere. And Michael, pleasure and honor you can join me today and tell us all about your band and a little bit about your music. Now, first of all, we understand that you are in Carnation, Washington. Is that correct, or around that area?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm in Kirkland right now, but yeah, I live in Carnation.
Okay, and is that like around Seattle or something like that, or?
It's like 6 miles east of Seattle.
Oh, fantastic! So yeah, that's great.
Rural country.
Oh yeah, rural country. Glad to have you today. And first of all, tell us a little bit about your band. I listened to the music, really enjoyed it. Had a real good rhythm to it, and I want to talk about some of the music our audience has been listening to. But first of all, tell us a little bit about. We understand that you do all the songwriting and singing and rhythm guitar, and tell us a little bit about how the band got started and all that good stuff.
Well, about 3 years ago, sometime in like March of 2010, we started up this project. For a while, it was just me doing it because I just needed something to do. So I just started writing songs. So I had just broken up with my other band, so I had a bunch of material that I had written in that band. I wasn't really doing anything with it. So like 6 months later, I wrote a song on my mandolin called Midnight Atmosphere. It really sucked though, so I kind of got rid of it, and then I made it my new band name, Midnight Atmosphere, and from then on just kept writing songs and kept doing my thing. And I had pretty much my entire album written like years ago. I finally got around to getting it recorded, which is kind of the reason why we called the album Finally. So then in the summer of 2011, my best friend Rachel, she joined the band on singing vocals, and that following fall, in about November of last year, my friend Florian came up on drums, and from there, it was just a crazy manhunt to find a bass player. And so we went through, I think, 2 bass players, Dakota, and then Akela, who was probably our best bass player. Akela was, but she left the band a couple months ago for personal reasons. And so now we have Jameson playing bass, and then before Keone, that's Akela's brother, he was on lead guitar, playing for about 4 or 5 months. So we're still looking for lead guitarists right now, but we're a pretty happy 4-piece right now. We have a pretty good dynamic going on. It's pretty fun.
Oh, yeah, definitely sounds like it. And tell us, Mike, a little bit about how you describe your music. Like I said, we understand a lot of rock influence. Like I said, I kind of like the rhythm you got there. But I mean, how do you describe it? A little indie, a little alternative, or?
Well, we classify it as indie alternative pop rock because we don't play all smooth and acoustic and soft, and it's not death metal. So it's there's a happy median of soft and hard. So it's right in the middle there where it's catchy enough to follow along to, where you can still hear the lyrics, but you're not drowned out by crazy guitar distortion or anything like that. So some of our main influences are OK Go and Dashboard Confessional and Brand New and Paramore and The Killers and bands like that. And locally, well, not locally, but more indie bands one that we will follow by is We Are the In Crowd. They're a good influence of mine and things like that. So we take lots of influences just from music in general, and then kind of make our own interpretation of it. And we go to a lot of local shows too and get ideas for new music and whatnot.
Oh, fantastic. So, yeah, as we mentioned, Michael, that you write the songs, and so on this album, Finally, then you've pretty much written all the songs here, more or less?
Yeah, pretty much. I wrote all the lyrics, all the melodies. Florian, of course, came up with all the drum rhythms, and I wrote all the bass, because I actually started, my first instrument was bass, so I wrote all the bass lines and whatnot. And then my producer, Jacob McCaslin, he wrote a lot of the lead lines for some of the songs, because for a long time those songs were just acoustic, so he had to come up with those. And so one of the songs, The Man Staring Back at Me, it's a 8-minute song. He came up with that minute-long guitar solo, and yeah, he did a pretty good job doing that. And then I had to teach that And I tried to learn it myself so I could teach it to my new lead guitarist. But yeah, for the majority of the part, I wrote pretty much the whole thing. So yeah, it was a pretty fun experience.
Oh, okay. And now I want to ask Michael, now for these songs, I mean, your inspiration, I mean, does it come from real life experiences or like you said, you get experiences from different inspiration from different bands then, or how does that work as far as getting these songs?
On that album, all of those songs are based on reality. Everything in those songs is 100% accurate, and it's all based on true story, especially Magnitude and The Man Staring Back at Me. Those songs are more recent, and Finally, too, actually, that song. Those songs are just based off of, basically like the angst, pain, love, and loss that has occurred in my life recently. So, just basically, you take all those emotions that you store deep, deep down inside and just fuse them into music, and then it's kind of a way of saving it so that you can look back on it and learn somehow from your mistakes and whatnot. Even in that song, Magnitude, it even says, like, I'll do whatever it takes, or how's it go? I'll finally learn from my mistakes and do whatever it takes, so this is not the end, and all that whatnot. So lots of songs about regret and learning from the past and trying not to dwell on it.
Oh, okay. And yeah, it looks like, there's 10 songs here. And and one song here, Seattle, was a live acoustic. So you actually recorded that live then somewheres?
Well, we recorded that in my bedroom, actually.
Oh.
It says live acoustic on it because I didn't record it to a click track because there's so many, strange tempo changes in that song that me and my recording producer, we just decided just to record it freehand. So I just did one take of that song. And that song is kind of funny. I wrote that song 4 years ago in high school, and there's a line in that song, and all of our fans get a kick when they hear that song live because there's a line in that song where it says, I see the heavens open up to bring me my moisture pain. At the time, I did not know that a moisture pain referred to a yeast infection. So people get a kick out of that because they hear that and they start cracking up. But it's unfortunate that song is semi-famous for our band. But, any publicity is good publicity, I guess.
Right, and you mentioned Magnitude, and another song that I kind of liked, and it's on your Facebook and all that, was Crystal Clear. That sounded like it. And can you tell us about this song?
Yeah, that's a good. Me and Rachel sing that one together, and it would be wrong to sing that song with anybody else because that song is about me and Rachel. Even though she's my best friend, so we've been through a lot together. We fight, we bicker like an old married couple, but that song is it's true because it goes. I finally realized that you're still here with me after all this time. I really appreciate her, and it's basically it's honest because Rachel is one of those people that I don't know where I'd be without her because she does so much for me, and she's just like that one person I always can count on because she's, just proved it time and time again that she's a really good friend. And, even though that she is kind of taking her own way musically right now because she decided to kind of step back and just be a featurette in the band because she wants to go and explore her own vocal endeavors and whatnot. But just behind that song, originally it was from my old band, Paragon Peak, but it didn't really mean anything because, it was just a song to fill space. But after time, it kind of grew and had meaning, which is something that all good songs should have.
Okay, Michael, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back. My guest is Michael Shomler from a great band called Midnight Atmosphere from the Carnation, Seattle, Washington area. You are listening to the Mike Care radio program, Eye on the Nation. Definitely have our Eye on the Nation, as always, proudly broadcasting from Ocoee, Florida, USA, planet Earth. And please stay with us for our next segment of this edition of our program today.
Still not convinced?
Watch as I hit the grill glove with this 3,400 degree blowtorch, and it's barely even warm.
I am now telling the computer exactly what he can do with a lifetime supply of chocolate.
You're listening to the Mike Cara radio program, Eye and the Nation.
Crystal clear.
Alone without you is my only fear.
I'm looking in through the open glass.
You're wondering just how long this will last.
I finally realized
that you're still with me after all this time.
I have nothing left here.
I'm sitting by with you,
And now it's crystal clear. I brought you flowers from the field. Said I would protect you like a warrior shield.
we prove that time and time again you're still here with me, and I'll always defend you. I always will defend you,
And I'll be true to you. I finally realized that you're still with me after all this time. And I have nothing left to fear.
I'm sitting by with you.
And now it's crystal clear.
Took me in from the rain, dried me off and drove me insane.
I had to hold you close
Well, welcome back to our next segment of this edition of the Mike Care radio program, Eye on the Nation. We definitely have our Eye on the Nation, as always, proudly broadcasting from Ocoee, Florida, USA, planet Earth. And my next guest has been and will be for our next two segments. Michael Shomler is lead vocalist and rhythm guitarist and songwriter for an awesome band. I really like the rhythm and the cadence of the music, just kind of feel-good music, a little bit of darkness, a little bit of soul punching as we're talking about, but that's actually for the next album. But again, the band is Midnight Atmosphere, and Michael has a great band there. They're from Carnation, Washington, which is kind of the Seattle, Washington, Kirkland, Washington area. So if we got any listeners out there, they play all around Seattle and Kirkland and Carnation, so we encourage you to check them out. Again, my guest, Michael Shomler from a great band, Midnight Atmosphere. And Michael, pleasure and honor you could join me today. Thanks so much. Well, yeah, there are a variety of different songs. And I guess a question, Michael, now we mentioned that you had 10 songs here on the album. Was there any other songs that you had written that didn't make the album, or you knew right away which 10 you were going to put on? Or?
Well, I pretty much knew which 10 we were going to put on because we only had like a certain set number of songs we play live. We actually never played Magnitude live, and we've never... Yeah, I think it's just Magnitude and Finally. We never played those live because they're newer, and I never had time to teach the band those songs. We were going to play them live, and then Keone and Michaela left the band, so we really didn't have the time to teach new songs to the band, a new set of people. But the songs we mainly play live are Crystal Clear, Meant to Be, Get Off My Back. Man Staring Back at Me is new, so we play that one. And Light and Endeavor. And Worth Living we play sometimes. Usually we throw in a cover every once in a while just to kind of get the crowd going. But I have other songs too. Like, we are going to release an acoustic EP sometime in January. It's going to have 5 songs on it. It's going to have a song called Without You, and then Can I Please Remember You, and a breakthrough, another song called Right Now, and one called Last Name. There's a bunch of love songs because that EP is going to be called Write Me Another Love Song. So it's just going to be 5 acoustic songs with maybe some light percussion and whatnot, but that should be pretty fun to have that one recorded too.
Oh, fantastic, Michael. Yeah, we want to let our audience know, for those who are listening to this, fairly soon, that we understand, and especially for those people that are in the, like we said, Carnation, Seattle area, that you're actually going to be having like a CD release party. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. On October 14th at Chop Suey in Seattle at 6 o'clock at night. It's on a Sunday, but, it's still going to be a party. We're playing with Jacob McCaslin, his band. He's my producer, and his other producer, or my other producer, is in that band on rhythm guitar. So Colton and Jacob, the people who recorded my album, they're headlining at that show. And there's my band, Hatters for Hire, Step One, Catherine's Broadcast, and Ayana. Those bands are all playing that night. And it should be pretty fun. Pre-sale is kind of being a pain in the butt right now for us because it would have been easier if I had 5 people to sell tickets. Right now I'm down to 3 because me, Florian, and Jameson are selling tickets, and I'm trying to train a new lead guitarist to fill in for that show. So, hey, if you guys want to buy tickets, they're $10 pre-sale. You can hit me up on Facebook, and they're $14 at the door. So you want to save $4, just talk to me or anybody else in the band, and we'll get them to you.
Oh, okay.
It'll be a fun show, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Sounds like it. Yeah, I could get you on Facebook there. So yeah, Michael, that's one, gig there. And want to talk about some of the other, venues here. I guess, like we're saying that Seattle's right around there. But, I mean, tell us a little bit about some of the places that you play then.
I actually played a show last night by myself. I'm exhausted. I'm a computer science major at Lake Washington Institute of Technology. I had a test this morning. I'm surprised that I passed it because I'm so tired. So I played at El Corazon last night in Seattle. It was actually a goodbye show. for my friend Maddie's band, The Divided. It's kind of ironic that they're breaking up because their band's called The Divided. That was a pretty fun show. There was like 100 people there. It was pretty cool. And we've played El Corazon. We played at the King Cat Theater. About to play at Chop Suey. Hell's Kitchen before it closed down in Tacoma. We played the Feral Art Gallery and K-Tub and Sliders Cafe in Kirkland. Celtic Bayou over in Redmond. We've played at benefit concerts too. There was a band fest over. Where is the band fest at? That was over in Royal Arch Park in Maple Valley. That was for To Write Love in Her Arms benefit concert to help kids with depression. And then we played at Bluefish, which was a K-Tub over the summer. All in all, it's always fun. Like, sometimes I play by myself. Sometimes I play with the band. It kind of depends on our schedules and whatnot. But I was clever enough to write our songs in a certain way so they can be played acoustically or with the full band. There's some songs you can't do either way, but I decided a long time ago just to write them so I could play them by myself or with the full band. So we have shows coming up the rest of the month. I think we have the CD release on the 14th, and we're doing Battle of the Bands at Studio 7 on the 21st. And then we're opening for Melvoy on November 10th at the Feral Art Gallery. Should be pretty fun. And then after that, we're not going to do a whole lot of shows until like January or February, because I want to train a full committed band before we do anything else.
Right, yeah, definitely hear you there. And yeah, you mentioned, Michael, about the Battle of the Bands. I was wondering how did those go? Because I know myself, and I know our audience is wondering, what are the experience like? Battle of the Bands sounds fun, but it sounds like it could be a lot of work. Then,
well, they sent me 100 tickets in the mail. They didn't say that pre-sale was required, which was kind of a relief, but it's definitely suggested, because like the more pre-sale you do, the better time slot you get. So I'll probably do, 20 or 30 or 40 tickets of pre-sale for that and get an okay slot. And for that gig, the grand prize is like $500 and 20 hours of recording time free. So, I mean, I checked out some of the other bands for that, Battle of the Bands. We could have a shot, doing it, but, we'll just have to see how it goes, because, it's anyone's call for a judging process like that.
Right. So yeah, so like we're saying that now you mentioned, Michael, the CD release party is October 14th. So I mean, can people get the CD now, or they got to wait to the 14th? Or
yeah, we released it early on the 25th of September. You can buy it online at bandcamp.com. So you go to www.midnightatmosphere.bandcamp.com. You get 10 songs for $10, which is pretty, reasonable price for music these days. And you get the cover art with it. You get a digital copy. We can't afford right now to put out physical copies, but once we get some money, we're going to burn copies and have them all fancy and professional and whatnot. But most people don't really get physical copies anymore. They just get them directly onto their iPod. So everything is professionally mixed and mastered and whatnot, and you can just get it on Bandcamp for free, or not for free, but for $10.
Right, and now can you download songs individually too, or just the album?
Yeah, you can buy songs individually too. You don't have to buy the whole thing. You can just buy one or two or whatever.
Oh, okay, That sounds good. And yeah, now, Michael, I want to talk about websites. I found you on Facebook. Now, do you have another website, or tell us about your websites?
We have Facebook, Reverb Nation, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, MySpace. We have a MySpace page. We have a Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter, MNA_band. I think that's pretty much it. We usually just use the Facebook page because it kind of links everything together. But yeah, we have the Reverb Nation. I use SoundCloud a lot because it's just simple streaming of music, and mostly just the Facebook page. But you can find us if you just Google Midnight Atmosphere. You can find it on there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we could definitely do that. And we understand, Michael, that you have some videos on YouTube people could check out.
Oh yeah, we have YouTube too. That's right. And we have video from our El Corazon show in July that we did. There's, I think, 4 videos up there of that show. We did a cover of Lost in My Mind by The Head and the Heart, and we have Crystal Clear, Man Stand Back to Me. And one of the song we don't perform anymore called So Much We Can Do, that's just a song that me and Kayla wrote together when she was in the band, and she requested me not to play it live anymore because she's not in the band. So, out of respect, I did that. So the recording's still up there for people to listen to if they want to.
Okay, Michael, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back for our last segment of this edition of the Mike Care Radio program, Eye on the Nation. My guest today is Mr. Michael Shomler, who is from a great band. They are called Midnight Atmosphere. They are in the Carnation, Seattle, Kirkland, Washington area. They've got a new album that they're actually having a CD release party. So if you're in the Seattle area, go to their Facebook and maybe you could get tickets for that show. The album is called Finally. So again, my guest, Michael Shomler, who is a singer, songwriter, and as well as rhythm guitarist for the band Midnight Atmosphere. You are listening to the Mike Care Radio program, Eye on the Nation. Definitely have our Eye on the Nation, as always, proudly broadcasting from Macoy, Florida, USA, planet Earth. And please stay with us for our very last segment of this edition of our program today.
Hi, Batman. I came here today to the Batcave to ask you for your help. There's a giant penguin in Gotham City. Batman. He's driving everybody crazy. You gotta stop him now. All right, let me ask you a question. First of all, how'd you get in the Batcave? Second of all, is it like a real penguin or just like a guy in a penguin suit? I'm confused. I don't know, Batman. All I know is he's driving everybody crazy. And you gotta help us, Batman. Now. All right, let me just ask you one more time. First of all, how'd you get in the Batcave? Second of all, is this like a real penguin or is this like a guy? He's just like running around Gotham City in a penguin suit. I don't know. What is it? Batman. I just told you. I don't know. But you gotta help us all. Now.
You're listening to the Mike Care Radio program, Eye on the Nation.
Signs were all misread. I've often thought to myself what was supposed to be said. I tried to forget the words to this song over and over again, but each time I try and clear my mind, drift off when we think of way back when we used to be friends. You used to be there for me, but where did you go? Did I push you away finally? Dimming illumination once molded my heart like clay. A void form where you should be. Please remember when you wanted to stay. But I've let myself down again. I think about you still. By focusing on what I really need, I could never forget your will. I'll never forget your will. When I asked you to show me how my life could be a dream, I'll always remember those days. That's my golden guarantee. You're like family to me, but I don't know good times. Why didn't make down to the core? Down to the core. Finally, I'm breaking down. Why does it have to be this way? In my mind, you might begin to fade. Oh, please don't fade away. When empty spaces be between my nerves fill up with forgotten thoughts, over brims with your honest words, I'll sit here and try to connect the dots. I think I need somebody here. I need you right now, so I can see you clearly, but I won't ask you how or who you are or where you've been, 'cause you're back here with me. You're back here with me again. Finally, 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 finally.
Well, welcome back to our very last segment of this edition of the Mike Carey Radio program, Eye on the Nation. Once again, we have our Eye on the Nation. Oh, yes, we do. My guest today is the one and only Mr. Michael Shomler, who is from a great band. It is called Midnight Atmosphere. He is the songwriter, kind of manager, kind of founder there of the band, as well as lead vocalist and rhythm guitar player. Again, the band Midnight Atmosphere. I personally like the sound. They're in the kind of Carnation, Kirkland, Seattle, Washington area. So I know we have some listeners in that area. So you can see them live. And for everybody else in the world, you know, you can check out YouTube videos and you can enjoy the 3 songs that we've provided for you today during this show. And we want to say thanks to Michael, and we also want to thank each and every one of our listeners in the Mike Carey Radio program, Eye on the Nation. We really appreciate it. We're so blessed to have Michael, and we're so blessed to have you enjoying and kind of witnessing my passion. And it is just a pleasure to be able to do this show, and it's so much a pleasure. The fans and the guests really do make the show. The host, but it's a great cooperative and conglomerate effort. And if you've got a show idea or story idea, you can email me at mike@mikecara.com, and all the other emails go into, including mike@mikecara.com, whether it be mike@mikecara.com, ionthenation.com, ioncentralflorida.com, fragsplace.com, whatever, wallyairs.com, whatever it is, it all will come into admin@mikecara.com, and you could send one there too. So we want to hear from you, and we appreciate your input. We really do. You know, it is a Mike Carey Radio program, but we want to have as much input as we can. Again, my guest, Michael Shomler, from a great band in the Carnation, Seattle, Washington, Kirkland, Washington area, Midnight Atmosphere. One final time, they've got a album. It is called Finally, for those people, 2 points. who are listening to this show right away before October 14th and are in the Seattle, Washington area, tickets are still available for their CD release party. The CD's actually already released, so if you want a copy, you can get one, and you could do downloads and individual downloads as well as the album downloaded. So again, my guest, Michael Shomler from Midnight Atmosphere. Michael, pleasure and honor for you to join me to have you here today. It's such a pleasure and honor that you could be here, and we are so blessed. So thanks so much talking about Midnight Atmosphere. So yeah, now Michael, as far as the band goes, Midnight Atmosphere, now was this finally your first album or second album? Or
this is technically our second album. I put out a solo acoustic EP a year ago, but I recorded it with a Rock Band mic, so it was pretty low quality. You won't be able to find it anywhere online. So this is like our first professional album, and we already have like the EP is our new EP is already written. We're working on our second album still, which will actually have more influences from Florian and Jameson, because they're more like punk and like rock and metal influenced. So it'll definitely be more like it'll be more like soul punching, I guess you'd call it.
Oh, so there'll be a little more, soul punch. That's a good term for it. Yeah, a little punk. So you're gonna kind of just pump up the genre a little bit of indie old pop.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that definitely sounds great there. And so you're busy now working on this second. So was this second album, was there any songs that didn't make it on the first that are going on the second? Or
yeah, well, we originally were going to have finally be a 15-track album. Then we agreed that was too long. So the 5 that didn't make it were Can I Please Remember You, Without You, a Breakthrough, Right Now, and Last Name. And then we're probably going to put another one on there called At Least We Get to Watch the Sunset, which is kind of a love song too. So it'll be anywhere from 5 to 7 songs, depending if I decide to write anything from now until that point we start recording it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, and you said, when was that one you're targeting to come out then? Or
oh yeah, that EP, Write Me Another Love Song, that should be out sometime in January, depending on like the recording schedule. So we're gonna record with Colton Stapper Studios again, because he's a really good guy. And the nice thing was he charged us like $40 a song, and he came to my house. We recorded my entire album in my bedroom. I have the drums all in there. Florian came over and actually the first day we actually drove to Florian's house to set up the drums and record everything in his room downstairs, and then the next 2 days we just record everything at my house. So that was pretty convenient for me. I could stay in my PJs and just record music all day.
Oh yeah, that sounds convenient. Okay, Michael. So based now, any of these we're mentioning these new songs that are going on the second album, are they recorded yet? I mean, are you periodically putting down tracks, or are they going to be recorded at once? Or
I'll probably record them all together. I haven't recorded any of them yet. I might put up some demos of them, like videos and whatnot, on YouTube later. But actually, one of them is on YouTube. At Least We Get to Watch the Sunset is on YouTube. It's kind of hard to listen to because the quality of my phone isn't great. But you can listen to that one, I guess. But we're probably going to record them all at once. And it'll probably only take a couple hours to record the entire EP, because I've learned the hard way how to record to a metronome. My guitarist, Keone, he beat that into my skull pretty good. So it should be pretty easy to record that album.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we look forward to that. And so, I mean, these songs that that are going on the second album, are they already kind of in the rotation at gigs or not yet?
I played 3 of them last night. Wait, no, I played 2 of them last night. And every once in a while, I'll play them at an open mic or something, but we don't play them as a full band because we haven't learned them together as a full band because we've been so busy for the last couple months. We haven't really had a chance to sit down and learn new material because we were just kind of focused on like school and work and whatnot, and just trying to get those things taken care of. And we're also pretty religious in our band. We try to keep things, like the Christian mentality. We're all Jehovah's Witnesses, so we kind of put our God first, and then music comes second, and then school and work and everything else kind of follows after that. Kind of keep the priorities in line so we don't fall flat on our faces and end up broke.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's great, Michael. Yeah, being a Christian, that's fantastic. I mean, do you find that's kind of reflected in your music? I don't think you're necessarily Christian rock, but I mean, that kind of reflects in everything you do then, or?
Oh, definitely, because, we're influenced, by our religion and whatnot. So we try to keep things, clean. We don't swear or anything. The only, angry song we have is Get Off My Back, and it's kind of just like a funny punk song. But yeah, our music, it sends a good message, because that's really what good music should do, is send a message to kids and people who listen to it, so they aren't influenced negatively, but reimbursed and reaffirmed positively to have a happy disposition.
Oh, okay. So we mentioned that there's 10 songs on the album. One thing, Michael, I'm always wondering now, when you're writing these songs, I mean, is there just a point, I'm sure it varies, that when you're writing a song that you just know that a song is finished, is just complete, or, I mean, is there just a point where you said, I got to keep writing this song, or?
Well, it kind of depends, because, take Crystal Clear, for example. You said you liked that one.
Yeah.
I wrote that song 3 years ago, and 3 months ago, we wrote the lead guitar for it. So, in that case, that song wasn't done for 3 years, because the lead guitar part goes doo 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 doo. So I didn't come up with that. Keeling he was just messing around with it one day and came up with that awesome lead line. But for the majority of the songs, when they're done, I know when they're done. I know when to stop adding to them, and sometimes I take away from them just to make sure they're not too long or too short. But for the most part, when I'm writing a song, lyric-wise, it takes 20 minutes. I think I wrote Crystal Clear in 20 minutes when I was 18. And some songs, they take longer to write, especially if the meaning is deeper. And Man Staring Back at Me, yeah, that song's 8 minutes long, but I wrote it in an hour at my friend's house in her garage, So it really just depends on what kind of feel I'm trying to go for when I'm writing. Or if I'm inspired, of course, it's going to go quicker. But it really just depends. But for the most part, yeah, when a song's done, it's done.
Oh, Michael, so you're the kind of guy that once you get rolling on a song, like you said, 20 minutes or an hour, you just keep going. Then, I mean, is there ever a point where, and you may have mentioned this, where you just say, well, I got to take a break. I need a break. Let's finish this in 2 weeks, or?
Usually I try to get it done that day. So I still want to be in that same wavelength or same mood, because if I wait too long, my mood might change and the meaning of the song might change. I have pretty bad ADD, so if I don't focus on it, I'll forget about it. So I try to keep it busy.
Oh, okay. And so, yeah, we encourage everyone to check out, Facebook. And so is that the best place? Because you mentioned all those websites. I mean, if people go to Facebook, then they could get to all those others then?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All the websites are listed on our About page on Facebook. And you can get there just by going to www.facebook.com/midnight.atmosphere.
Oh, fantastic. And once again, for all of our Seattle listeners and around that Seattle, Washington area, we encourage you to check out the Midnight Atmosphere, and all of your gigs and upcoming gigs will be on Facebook, so people could just go to the Facebook if they want to know where you're playing then.
Yep.
Oh, fantastic.
Everything's online.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, Michael, we really appreciate your time. Again, the music's fantastic. I kind of look forward to seeing, I mean, the music's good now, but kind of mixing in a little bit of, like you said, what was that soul?
Soul punching.
Soul punching. I should remember it. It was pretty cool and a little punk. So yeah, look forward, and that's I guess you can agree, Michael. That's kind of what music is all about. It is an art form, and it's great to kind of just mix it up a little. And if it doesn't quite work, you could go back to the other then.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, Mike. I appreciate your time. Any final thoughts or anything else we should know about Midnight Atmosphere?
Basically, the one thing we've always tried to tell people is that regardless of how the music goes, regardless of how life changes, and regardless of how things happen, we're always a friends first and a band second. That's one of the reasons why Kayla and Keely left, because it was just kind of wearing a hole in our friendship. So, the music, it's always come second place to being friends with your good buddies.
Okay, my guest has been Michael from Midnight Atmosphere, and you're listening to the Mike Kara Radio program, Eye on the Nation, and please catch us again next time.